start soon.
Okay.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
actually, we're live right now. All
Oh,
right.
Let's
really?
do it.
Yep.
I guess we're live right now.
Guess so. All right. Welcome to the LonelyFans podcast. I am Albie. With me, I got a fun guy and the Sheen over there. Just like I'm trying to fit into this small shirt, we're trying to fit in our analysis on the trailer of Antman and Wasp in the Quantumania. I said that right. Okay. So we all watched the trailer. Why don't we all
Mhm.
say first thoughts? Who wants to go first?
Very. There's still a lot left to be seen, but very good trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Scary trailer.
Right. Fun guy, yeah.
It's completely changed the tone of what people thought the Ant-Man movies were.
Right.
They're
Right.
like,
I
there's
mean,
something to lose.
I like the previous Ant-Man movies, but they did have a
So
sort
did
of
I.
slighter tone to it. But I thought it was like, they were both pretty well crafted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even there was, yeah, it was a lot of laughs and stuff, but I thought some pretty intense action sequences, especially dealing with like, a pin-size like hero
Mm-hmm.
that small. And then, if anything, Antman and Wasp, I really kept thinking about the car chase scenes in San Francisco and how that was
Yep.
like really utilizing their powers for it and stuff. So for a movie that came out right after Infinity War, I thought it
Yeah.
still did like a pretty good job. Just
I enjoyed it very
you
much.
know,
Yeah.
weird timing, which as much as I like the MCU, they are a bit weird with some of their release some of their movies. I think that affected movies like Black Widow, Captain
Mhm.
Marvel, and stuff.
Mhm.
But the Ant-Man movies were definitely in that level. But looking at this trailer, it looks like this time they're the ones. This movie, actually, Peyton Reed even said, they're trying to put this movie is going to be at a level of an Avengers movie.
Yep.
Now,
It has
I
to
don't.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that hints to any Avenger cameos. You never know. Like tying in with like Shang-Chi and the Rings, and then
That's true.
maybe even tying in Miss Marvel and her like
Kamala's band.
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
So who knows? But yeah, definitely that was my general thoughts so far.
I will say when watching it, it's a very it's kind of like the first Doctor Strange.
Okay.
The view of it, like just the artistic aspect, is going to be very like trippy a little bit, especially going into the quantum.
Okay.
Can't see even say it. Quantum realm. I think it's
Right.
very I think it's just like we're going to see a whole nother aspect, and I enjoy these parts of the MCU when they open up just the whole universe even more, when they did Thor and when they did Doctor Strange, and now when they did Werewolves by Midnight, and they're just opening that whole universe, and I just like seeing that first thing because it just makes you be like, oh, like there's a whole nother universe within a universe, basically.
Right. And we only got a taste of the Quantumania and Ant-Man and Wasp when they were rescuing
Janet.
Janet.
Mhm.
Which I did like that sequences in there for like the short time we saw it, but I guess we're going to find out what looks like. Looking at the trailer, we're going to find out what Janet's time there was like and what her role was in that. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out she was leading some sort of resistance or something like that. So
Ooh.
that'd be pretty fun. Michelle Pfeiffer's talented to play those type of roles, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Let me try something here. Sorry, I am not as savvy with this as Pack Photos is.
We'll let them know. Pack Photos is fine and well. He didn't disappear or
well.
anything.
Yeah, he's just taking a well-deserved break.
Correct.
And
in case the audience wanted to know what's going on.
Let's see. Okay. Well, why don't we? While I try to do this, why don't we talk about the man of the trailer, or the man who's the man of the man of the 2
Two
hours and
slits right
5
here.
minutes. It's probably going to be Jonathan Majors. Am I right?
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely. I think this. I think this is gonna be. I mean, Thanos was Thanos, but I think this kind of. I don't want to say puts Thanos to shame, but this is a whole nother level of
It
like
is.
just of it.
Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this: the reason. Oh wait, I didn't mean to cut you off, Sheen. Go ahead.
No, I think because of that, I think we see. Like we started to see a little bit with He Who Remains, but we even realized after watching that, like He Who Remains really wasn't as bad as Kang is. Like as long
Right.
as he was controlling it, we didn't want him to control it, but he was at least keeping them. I think he said safe, keeping us safe. This is a whole nother animal that just got open.
Right. And even though yeah.
No, go ahead. I can wait.
Well, I was just say, even though in Loki we saw a variant of Kang, there was something very menacing about him. So he goes like, "Oh, that one got under your skin. What is like, what's this Kang variant going to be like?"
I just watched Loki, the last episode, just for fun. I said, let me see what I missed. What I missed about the room, what I missed about his manager, what I missed about his mannerisms, what I missed about his tone of voice and inflection, about Eliath. I said, let's just watch the Kang part of the episode again. Just a speech. So Selfie stabbing him and him saying "see you soon" and then winking. Because it's only going to go a few ways. Either multiverse happens, he's back in the chair, or one of his variants does something different where he does not end up back in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
But yeah, so the casuals who have never heard of Kang in the comics and thought that Thanos is the end all be all are either A, going to be surprised by Kang. Sorry. Yeah, they're going to be saying Kang. They're not going to say his comic book name because he may have changed his name. So they'll say Kang's variants, either surprised, bored, or annoyed. Those are the three things I see happening with the whole phase. You're going to see a lot of them. So,
like a lot of people being annoyed. Like these are people that know about Kang.
Yeah, they're either going to be. You're right. They're either going to be like, "Hey, this is not the way it went," and I'm going to go, "Of course it's not," because the MCU is doing something different with them. Or I don't want Kang fatigue to happen because remember he's going to be all throughout this phase. How it was a build up to Thanos? It's going to be a lot of Kang appearing in different variants.
I agree. I hope they kind of do what they did with Thanos. We saw him at the beginning. Then we saw him 5 or 6 movies later on.
Because he showed himself at the end of Avengers in the chair. We actually see him turn around. Then you see him in Guardians, but he's not there. He's talking to Ronan the Accuser.
And then at the end of Age of Ultron, where he was like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And he's like,
yeah. I hope we kind of do that. That was perfectly done. That we don't.
I'll just do it myself.
I don't care if they mention him, but if they show him too much, I agree.
Kang fatigue.
Well, I don't know if there'll be fatigue, but we're definitely gonna. Looks like we're gonna see more of Kang.
Different versions. Though. That's why it should be okay.
So are you saying in Quantumania that's going to be a different version of Kang?
Correct.
That's what we're thinking. Not.
Okay, I could do it.
So you don't think this is not going to be the Kang in Kang Dynasty? It's going to be a different.
Correct. I think we're going to see if this is the same Kang that comes back. He's not going to be at full power. Right? He's going to need something, need more tech, need more time, whatever. True. I think this one we're going to see is a version of Kang the Conqueror, or Kang the Destroyer, or Kang the Warrior, and we're going to see other versions of him. We're going to see him later on, and then we're going to see other versions of Kang throughout the series. I think whatever version they want to use, because there's a whole lot.
Okay, interesting. All right,
they're going to try and deviate from the comics.
Someone said a rumor. It's just rumor.
I've seen a lot of rumors, bro.
With talking about Kang variants that we'll see Ramatut at some time, maybe down the road. But as long as I think we don't see this variant, if this is going to be the big baddie later on, I'm cool with that. I just don't want like too much of that because I love like keeping him as a mystery. I don't want him to like fatigue and then make him be like, oh, he was like a certain level this and now he's not as powerful, whatever later on.
It comes back 3 different movies in a row.
Yes, I want him to be that intimidating factor by the end of the King Dynasty that people are still afraid of what he can do, basically.
Okay, so because I'm assuming we're gonna see him in a version of him in this movie, then Loki season 2. There's talk that we're gonna see either Kang or a variant of Kang in that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he'll show up anywhere else before Kang Dynasty.
Fantastic Four, or is it after?
Fantastic
That's
Four is
after.
not. Yeah, I don't
After
even
King
think.
Dynasty.
I don't even think Fantastic Four is happening before Secret Wars.
You're right.
Right? Yeah,
It's way forward. It's not immediate because we're
There's-
gonna get.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's I think Fantastic Four might come right before phase at the end of Phase 5.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Phase 6. Maybe you're right. You're right. I think it is Phase 6.
What about well, I'm missing a big gap of movies. So it's Ant-Man. Eventually, we get Captain America: New World Order, but I don't know if that is a Kang piece or not.
That's still going to be in this phase, and that's still supposed to be for Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm looking at now, I think you're right. It doesn't. We're not getting Fantastic Four until Phase 6, which will be still have, as Albie said, still have a couple TV shows or movies before we get Secret War, King Dynasty, and then Secret War. So
yeah,
because they still haven't announced. All Phase 5 has been announced, but not everything in Phase 6. I think it was just Fantastic and the 2 Avengers films, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and time schedules can change too. So
we know that very well.
well, there was rumor that they might actually delay Avengers King Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Push it back.
Just to because King Dynasty coming out May 2nd. Secret Wars 2026. Okay. Because, we got Captain America, Thunderbolts, Blade.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's also a matter of, are all the Avengers even going to show up in King Dynasty? Or is it like a separation of who's in King Dynasty and who's in Secret Wars and stuff?
Very true.
Hey, I wonder if there's even talk, will Ant-Man even survive?
There is talk about that.
Yep, that is right.
So we can guess. We've all seen rumors. We can guess here for fun too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people kept sharing that line where Ant-Man, where Scott Lang was like, "I don't have to win. We just both have to lose." That's almost like a line of is he gonna die because Kang kills him, or is Scott gonna sacrifice himself for? Which I don't know.
What's better for the story?
I guess we'll have to find out. I kind of want to see Scott Lang more involved.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe Hank Pym will survive or sacrifice himself in this sense. It would make sense.
I could see that. I feel I noticed something in the last few movies they did. Especially with Vision and WandaVision, and then Wanda and actual Multiverse of Madness, and now kind of in Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I think both, we all obviously know, I think Wanda and Vision will come back, but I think Ant-Man will survive. But I don't think we see him in a film for a while, but I think he still will be a big part. So I think if we ever see him again, it's either going to be in Captain America, because I'm looking at the films that are coming up. I don't think they'll put him in a TV show because it doesn't make sense for the other ones, but you never know.
Maybe Loki. Maybe he can somehow appear in Loki.
Very true.
Because Loki season 2 is after this comes out, right?
Yeah.
It's March or April?
They haven't said, but it's supposed to be pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But besides that, I don't think he'll be in Guardians. I don't think Secret Invasion. I think Secret Invasion will just be a really good show. I don't think Echo. Echo got pushed back though.
Okay.
I don't think Miss Marvel. I don't think Blade, Ironheart.
No,
I'll get
I was thinking specifically Loki because Loki's going to deal with time variance and everything in the
Yep.
quantum realm. Heck, Scott Lang can show up in Deadpool 3 for all we
True.
know
Very
because
true.
that is
That's
also
very
dealing
true.
with time.
That's
time
Very,
variance.
very true. That is coming.
And I think it's also rumored that Owen Wilson as Mobius is going to be in Deadpool 3 too. So,
All right.
or the
Wow,
TVA is going to
really?
play. Yeah, TVA
Well,
is going to
TVA is going to be in
general,
3.
They're going to play a big role in Deadpool 3, which that might play more into Secret Wars, but you never know.
Very true.
Yeah, the TVA is going to be popping up through, or at least it will make the most sense in Deadpool 3 as a way to branch the Fox to MI6.
That's right. That is true. Yeah,
It's a quick way to get them to the train station or airport area straight to 616.
Right. Yeah, no. We'll see. What do we say about the look of the quantum realm? Do we?
The different colors and stuff.
I think it looks
Yeah.
amazing. I think it looks really, really well done. I know people are big on the graphics and everything and saying that they don't look good, but I think it's always kind of been like a tease now. Like when we saw She-Hulk, didn't look good. People didn't like it from the beginning, and then when you watch the show, it looked better.
Yeah, because obviously they're still working on it. I mean, like rendering that stuff itself takes.
Yeah, She-Hulk did not look bad.
Yeah,
the CG.
Again, it's like a TV budget, so it definitely was pretty good for a TV budget. So I wasn't thinking. That being said, though, I do want to see She-Hulk in a film budget capacity.
Yes, very much so. She deserves that.
We do see her in the.
Put her in Thunderbolts, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Put her in Thunderbolts. No, I totally be down for that. But no, Quantumania looks like it's going to be visually one of its most epic looking movies, I'm pretty sure I think I've seen almost every MCU film in theaters, but this one I'm going to make sure I see it on a pretty decent screen. Yeah. Gonna see it at Alamo Draft House, big show, Dolby, Atmos sound
okay.
But, make sure
I think it deserves it. I honestly think this film, like you said, deserves that just because of where we're going. Kind of like I said before with Doctor Strange and it being we're going to the different dimensions and stuff. This is the same way. Like just seeing that, feeling that, hearing it will be, I think, make the film 10 times better.
I like Multiverse of Madness, but I wanted a little more multiverse unnecessary crossovers. But I'm over it. It's fine.
For me, it was more like maybe exploring more multiverses. Maybe we didn't necessarily need more cameos and all that, but
correct.
Yeah, because they kind of stopped at the the multiverse with the Illuminati in it, and then the last nightmare looking one too. Yeah, but still, I thought Sam Raimi gave a pretty good touch on it and stuff, and I was still.
Yeah, didn't he take over at the end or the beginning?
Later on, Scott Derrickson, because who did he want Nightmare to be the main villain or something like that?
He wanted to make a more of a horror movie with Nightmare, and which I think would have been amazing.
Yes.
But I really, if I look back on it, I really don't understand. I mean, I do understand why they probably changed it, but I think it would have been even better. But I guess with where they're going, they had to switch it up. With what you see now, with what they're building.
They had to make it a whole different angle to connect with the big phase.
Which it's funny that we're talking about that because that's what happened with the first Ant-Man. That was supposed to be directed by Edgar Wright, one of the greatest directors. Definitely one of the greatest action directors out there with what he did with Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. People like Scott Pilgrim vs. World.
Great movie.
It was decent.
I read those too, by the way.
Yeah. So there's definitely a what if, what happened if he would have still directed Ant-Man. And I think what it would have been is Ant-Man probably would have been a pretty good standalone movie. But I think Edgar Wright got frustrated with the crossovers. I'm pretty sure they rewrote the beginning of the film where we saw Hank Pym, Howard Stark, and Peggy Carter all in the same room and all that. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that
yeah.
was, and an addition not like chosen by Edgar Wright and all that. And I
Correct.
wouldn't be surprised if that was an Edgar Wright's choice to have Ant-Man fight a Falcon and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
It makes
Like,
you kind of think, like you said, like when the director comes in, they have to understand, like you can't, like you said earlier, Albie, you can't always be a standalone film. You have to understand that it has to make some connection
Yes.
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
They should know that before they even sign up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's the course. You know that it has to be built into this ecos.
At least right now,
ethos.
though, you can kind of almost forgive Edgar Wright for being surprised by it because Ant-Man was proposed even before the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
I
that
didn't know that.
it just kept getting delayed and all that. So yeah, it was. In fact, that was like an example of the MCU kind of having a rough start doing all this. But I think by now, though, if you're signing up, then you
Now.
gotta
Yeah,
know what you're
absolutely.
signing up for.
You've had what, 4 phases?
Yeah, like and Peyton Reed
10
is doing a
years.
good job so far. Like the first Ant-Man was a bigger success than most people thought would be.
I like
That's what I got. Most people I talked to, they go, "I'm surprised. That was a good movie. I didn't know much about Ant-Man," and they enjoyed the first one.
But
then-
they also didn't know much about Iron Man either.
To be fair, yeah, that's true. Iron Man, Thor.
They didn't know much about them.
people even no that was a huge risk that the MCU didn't start with like their more well-known properties like Spider-Man and
X-Men, correct.
Or so good credit. So credit where it's due.
Yep.
It's a struggle, but I think in the end it works more than people. The haters will say, "Oh man, it's just like one big like serialized TV show." I think
It might
put
be,
a lot.
but everybody likes it. You can't hate on it. As you said,
It set
you're gonna be
the
haters
standard.
no matter what.
It set the standard, its own genre of movies again. Like the comic book movie blew up again outside of the DC Comics Batman, Superman era and blew up again into this.
Yeah.
I
mean, say what you want, but watching Avengers Infinity War and watching Avengers Endgame, those are more than just movies. Those are events.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Infinity War being the more somber of the events because, like, you left the theater going, huh? While Endgame, you're going like, woo.
Mm-hmm.
So are we thinking that this Ant-Man and Wasp movie, are we thinking this is going to give us Infinity War vibes?
That's what I want.
I say yeah. I say yes. And I think it will keep us right on track to what we do because obviously people weren't thrilled with the TV shows, but I think this gets us back on track. But I think it also shows, as we said before, and both of you said this, the shows give us a different thing where people kept asking for it and then they did it and then they didn't like it. But if this goes right back to it, but still gives us something new, which I think people will enjoy. And I think I agree 110%. I think it gives us some Infinity War vibes. But in a new way, which I think people will enjoy.
Okay.
Wait, people didn't like Endgame or Infinity War?
No, he's saying people didn't like the Disney Plus shows.
Like
there's definitely a lot of criticism for them. I mean, I
enjoyed them for different reasons.
Miss Marvel was one of my favorite things last year. I thought that was like really like well done, especially for just having 6 episodes. They covered a lot there. It was visually stunning too, so I thought that was like incredible. Moon Knight had a good concept. I felt like it had too much of a story for just 6 episodes, so it kind of felt flat.
I agree.
It felt flat in the end, but kind of like how I said I want to see She-Hulk in a film budget, like situation. Same for Moon Knight. You can't just use Oscar Isaac like that. That can't be it. So
he needs to appear somewhere else very soon.
Yeah, I don't know if he really fits into the fight against Kang though. So we probably
let him appear in Blade or something.
Honestly, that would be. I think that's the spot he needs to show up in.
Blade, Ghost Rider, or something.
Yeah. Midnight Suns, something like that.
Maybe
Midnight Suns angle.
Spider-Man, I'm sure.
He could.
He and Spider-Man interacted. So yeah, that we'll see. What else? As far as other appearance characters, so we know MODOK is going to be in it.
Mhm.
Do you all know the rumors of who MODOK is going to be in
You know
this?
who MODOK is. You know who it
It's what's his name from
The,
Yellow Jacket. It's Yellow
yeah,
Jacket.
Aaron Cross, who played
him smashing his suit. Yeah.
Yeah, and Corey Stoll is a really good actor, and he.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I kind of like, since we can't get Patton Oswalt from the stop motion animated series they did for Hulu, where since we're not going to get that, then I'm okay that we're going to get Corey Stoll to play it. I think it was rumored that Jim Carrey was supposed to play MODOK.
Ooh, did he take a break from film for a while after
I
Sonic 2?
think it sounds like it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would just say if Jim Carrey shows up as MODOK, that'll be like the biggest kept secret.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it coming. Yeah. Like what?
I will say though, when watching the trailer and seeing MODOK, I laughed a little bit because you saw all the memes about him looking like George Lopez's character in Lava Girl and whatever that movie was.
Shark Boy,
I'm
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I'm hoping because I know they show him with his mask on. I'm hoping maybe that gets stuck or something because it looks weird. Because obviously that is MODOK and what he looks like. It just looks kind of off from it, but maybe it's just the visual effects and it'll look better.
He's
and
a very
hopes.
off-looking guy in the comics as well.
Probably looked like a quick cut too. I'm sure in like focus and stuff, he'll look a lot better.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, all right. So we know MODOK shows up. Any other predictions of who might show up?
I want to know who Bill Murray's character is. I know that's probably my hopes are high for somebody, but I feel like I'm going to be let down. Oh, it's just some love interest from
They
before.
said
Yeah,
he
he's
was supposed. Yeah.
good.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
they say who he's going to be, but his role is going to be love interest / either altered agent working for Kang indirectly, or I help run this against Kang. There's going to be a twist about him somewhere, supposedly. But he's a known character. I forgot his name, and I shouldn't have forgot his name. But he is an established Marvel character.
And he's building the posters and all that. So yeah. There's one more. There's this actor. He was in this show called The Good Place. Have y'all
I've heard of it.
watched it? William Harper Jackson. This is what he looks like here. Like I've only seen him in The Good Place, and he plays this good nerdy character in the show.
Nice.
He plays it well. So I remember when he was casted, it was rumored that he was gonna be Reed Richards, which I'm sure he would have made a good Reed Richards. But I think they released stills, and it looks like that's not going to be the case. In fact, William Jackson Harper should be playing. Hold on, I think playing a character named Quaz, Quaz.
Huh.
I don't know. That's supposed to be Quasar. No, that's not Quasar, right?
No. It's funny if they bring Quasar into the MCU. I wouldn't see that coming for a while because you don't really need him to sell seats. So if they bring in Quasar, I hope it's for a good story reason because right now he's not needed.
I think one reason we might not see as many cameos, I think because kind of like what you alluded to earlier, Albie, Jonathan Majors and Kang. I think the focus is going to be on the main characters, so not bringing anything in and then elevating Kang to that status. Because I feel like if you bring anybody else in or do any other cameos, I feel like it kind of takes away from it when they want to focus on Majors, Scott, and I'm going to say Wasp as well too, and Janet and Hank. But I think they're going to focus on those main characters and not bring anybody else in right now.
Yeah.
Get ready for this though. Supposedly, because I'm checking a lot of rumor mills and videos. Get ready for a large surprise. It's to make us go, what? It's going to leave the audience in a cliffhanger to make you want to see the next movie. Get ready for a big twist because this movie, if they don't do that, they need something to force you to look forward to something.
Possibly.
I'm thinking after credits at least. If anything,
I agree.
After credits.
They need something here to go, wait, what?
Yeah.
They need something. That'd be
Which
dope.
I kind of like. One of the reasons why I hope so is because we got the Shang-Chi movie, and I go like, well, kind of need another appearance
to make keep him relevant.
Yeah, before like Kang Dynasty, because Iron Man, he had 2 movies.
3.
Before that, well, before the first Avengers, he had 2 movies.
Oh, he had 2 movies. Okay.
Yeah, 3 came out after Avengers. In fact, I think it was like the first that came after first Avengers, and then Thor: Dark World and Winter Soldier came out, or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of like I'm hoping an appearance from.
I think as you said, after credits would be perfect.
Yeah,
to
make that some kind of what?
Just like in the Shang-Chi after credits, they talked about the rings, and then Sony was sending out some sort of single. Then they got to bring in. Yeah,
we called it.
Yeah, so I'm calling it Shang-Chi. No.
What did we say? We said to them, Galactus or King, didn't we? We said something like that.
True.
During the movie.
Or maybe Wong being like, this phase is Nick Fury. Maybe he's going to show up.
That would be cool.
Actually, that in some ways that makes more sense. It's like Wong's got to make his
showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then,
or he was there. Even better.
Or we find out Wenwu is alive this whole time.
I would stand up and jump for joy if Wenwu never died. I'm telling you that right now.
I would stand up to throw whatever drink or popcorn I have.
He just goes, I feel my assistance may be necessary. Like,
or who's the most powerful person that could take on Kang? And then Wenwu goes like, you called?
I would, guys, I'm telling it, I would not see that coming.
Yeah. That would be the big surprise of something like that.
I think Wenwu never died.
More predictable. Shang-Chi would be more predictable to show up at after credits.
Yes.
But
more predictable than Wenwu?
I think that would be the big, like, oh my god type of thing, right? Would still make sense, but it would be the bigger like, oh my god moment. I would say
right.
Because you got to think about what would get the audience to be like, what a twist. What a twist. Well, what would get them to do that?
Probably true. Yeah. Well, we'll see. So that was like the after credits. So that's our take on it.
What do you think is going to happen in the film before we go that will cause you to be glued to your seats? What kind of things?
Well, I think what we recapped is we recapped what will happen in film. Well, we're going to see Janet, what her role was in the Quantumania. We said that. We were wondering if this is Kang or if this is a variant of Kang, or this is Kang having to be subdued until maybe the end of the movie.
Half-powered Kang, or still searching for abilities Kang, or whatever he needs to. Yep.
Exactly. We're going to see how MODOK fits into all this.
MODOK's probably going to die.
Yeah. Again, if it's Darren Cross, so
or end.
Actually, I hope not. Like, I feel like MODOK's a character you want to like have show up. Like,
I love the MODOK show, but it has nothing to do with this MODOK.
Oh no, yeah, different type of MODOK, but it's such an interesting character that you can't can't.
Do we see him after this though?
I don't know. I might not.
I hope.
We do.
I mean, I'm saying this before we know this iteration of MODOK, but I feel like a character like MODOK should appear in more than just one movie.
I don't want just heroes to be around for this.
Yeah, we got to see MODOK. We got to see MODOK in Kang Dynasty. Now, a person I do want to see more, but I have a feeling I wouldn't be surprised if this is the end. It could be Scott Lang's last ride.
It might be.
Who knows?
Could easily be that. Yeah.
Either Scott Lang or Hank Pym
or Janet
or Jane Van Dyne, Wasp. Well, actually, that wouldn't be too surprising either. So we got to feel like someone of the 4. So Hank Pym, Janet, Scott Lang, and Jane Van Dyne. Feel like one of those 4 might die.
Yeah, what consequences are we going to see? We got to see some type of consequence, right?
Yeah, a heavy one. So
or it won't set the tone.
Yeah. And then we're not thinking about a lot of like crazy cameos, but maybe some after credit scene cameos.
Yep. I think
Fingers
after
crossed.
credits is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, and fingers crossed for me, Shang-Chi related of some sort. Like
I think
maybe
they
it
will
won't be Simu Liu, but maybe someone from the Shang-Chi franchise.
How many? How many we get? I think 2. I think we're going to
Yeah.
get 2.
That'd be cool.
Now, are we going to get 2 actual ones, or are we going to get one that says a lot, and then we get a after credit scene that's like
Teaser.
I think it's going to be 2 that say a lot. I'm going to go out on a limb and say
Okay.
2, but I'm gonna go with that. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be one that's going to be like a funny one, and then one's going to be like one that actually makes sense.
Hold on. If we're thinking this is going to be on an Infinity War level, then we're probably not going to get a funny after credit scene.
Correct.
There wasn't a
True.
funny.
It's going to be like a mind blower.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need
I
a
think
mic drop. That's
I think Avengers Infinity War just had one after credit scene, and it was actually did it have an after credit scene?
Was it Bucky? Was it Bucky's? Was that counted as an after credit scene or no?
No, Bucky didn't have one.
No.
You're talking Infinity War, right?
Avengers.
I don't think there was an after credit scene in Infinity
No.
War.
There wasn't. No, there wasn't. Either
No.
one.
We all just sat watching the credits, and then they had the credits dissolve in front of our face. Like,
Oh
was
yeah,
cold, man. That was cold.
You made them disappear. We're not disappearing. Where's our after credit scene?
Ash.
Yeah, man. We'll see.
Um,
I'm looking forward to this.
I think we do. I'm hoping for the 2 really good ones, but as long as we can get one, and I'm hoping it's Shang-Chi related, because I think that makes the most sense. Unless you can do, I'll say this: it either has to be Shang-Chi related or Miss Marvel related,
Or a
because
brand
the
new
2
character people want to see.
or
brand new
brand new
event
character.
people wanna
But I
see,
feel like the first 2, because of what they have, because her bangle, the rings, I feel you have to have one of those have to be involved in the after credit scene.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We did good.
We're good. Any other thoughts other than my really tiny shirt that I bought? I wore this for the
Wait,
premiere
Antman's on it.
Yeah, this was for the premiere of Antman and Wasp.
I love that.
I was a much smaller size then.
You bulked up. You bulked up. It's okay. Don't flex your back or you're gonna tear the shirt.
That's why. Yeah,
that's exactly it.
Frame this if I can't wear it again. Frame it with
Yeah, you've been lifting. You're worthy, so you're lifting that, and therefore you got too big. It's okay. Got too big.
I'll say this to end it. I think my expectations are right where they need to be. Not too much, not too little. I think it's going to be a great film, honestly.
I'm excited to see what y'all think about a Violent King variant's first entrance. I just want some one-liners. I already got it from the trailer. If they give me more King one-liners, I'll be fine. You're out of your league. And
I think it's no question that Jonathan, whatever variant this is, Jonathan Majors is going to kill it. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have a deal? I'm just saying lines in the trailer. So what'll it be? Antman. You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before? Get ready for that. Because but people haven't seen a spoiler from the Disney D23 or DT3, D23.
There was something that was taken out. That line that
was taken out.
Was taken out. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I want them to hear it in the film. If they took it out of the film completely, I'm gonna go, oh.
It was the thing about haven't I killed you before? He's killed other Avengers and
he
other
has.
universes.
This variant has, yeah. But if they took that out of the film, I'm gonna be sad unless they replace it with a line showing that he's not intimidated, nor is he impressed by the Avengers. I'm an Avenger. Are you?
That's why I think later on, what's his name? If he comes back, I think that's the intimidation factor later on. If a certain someone comes back from the dead, we'll say that.
Oh, you think it's going to blow people's mind if he does?
No, not even him. I think if RDJ comes back, even as like a
AI.
I think he's the one that gives the intimidation factor to Kang. I think he's the one, just because like what Thanos said before, like he knew who Stark was. I think Kang has to know who Stark is. Yeah. As many times as he's defeated him in all the universe, he knows who Stark is. So I feel like he's gonna think it's not, and I think later on he shows up in Secret Wars or something, and that's the thing that puts him at bay, and it's like, okay, well, now we have an actual challenge. But until then, I think he has his fun, basically.
I want to see who he's related to, or they can make him related to 3 different characters. You can Google all of this. I think he's either going to be related to the Starks, the Pyms, the Richards family.
I think they do Richards. I think they keep it Richards.
Wait,
Richards?
Who's related to?
Kang. I want to see who they make this Kang related to. In the comics, we can Google it right now. We know who he is. But I want to see what they make him in the MCU as we know it. Who they make him related to. Because remember, his first variant, or one of the main variants, was from the 31st century. Who he remains tells us that. One of them. And the other variants are discovering the same thing. But the one from the 31st century is the one he first started the story with. Found out the universes were on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it again. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to watch Loki's last episode again.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out next month.
Or something next month.
Got my tickets.
You do?
Yep. About the 16th. I'm going to see it that Thursday night.
Nice.
Try to avoid, so I can avoid spoilers as much as I can.
Give us all the spoilers.
You know how the internet be now. We don't.
Oh, absolutely. Stay off Instagram. Stay off TikTok. Everything for the next 24 hours. As soon as that
quit your job. Don't
because they're going to talk about that
for a while.
Just quit it. Like,
I'm out. Everything. You're sick. You can't do anything. Just don't go anywhere. Just stay in your room.
Stay in your room off social media. Hashtag no
Basically.
spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers.
Dumbledore's going to die in the end, most likely. And Darth Vader's his father.
That's a given. Father. Yeah, Luke's father, and then
it was they learned to evolve. They learned how to mate. That was a Jurassic Park reference.
Oh yeah.
They're
even though they're all female, because life
but
life finds a way.
Finds a way. Grandmaster comes in.
Oh, he was paid to just be himself.
Hey,
literally.
I'd take that page.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I do. Just I'm dressed up as this gold guy. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They said, "Hey, you're the Grandmaster. All right, what do I do? Just be Jeff Goldblum. All right."
It is. They didn't ask him to act. Just be yourself.
That's all he had to do was be him. He's been in other movies, except more fun. It worked.
Yeah. Okay, so gonna head up. One of the reasons why I gotta head out. There's this one comment here. Has anybody started watching Last of Us yet? I started watching the show last week. It's a good show. Pedro Pascal
puts in the franchise.
He killed us, Joel.
Good.
I agree.
Good.
And episode 2 is airing probably now, and then I got to start watching that.
Okay, we'll let you watch that. I've already beaten both games.
I did
so
too.
I'm going to watch the series later, or I'm not going to rush to watch it, so you can spoil anything you want, because me and you already beat the game. So we have an idea of what's going on.
We know what happens. It's just more like how they make it happen.
Yes, how the TV show does it. So keep me informed.
How the first episode did, it's off to an awesome start.
Really? People like it?
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah.
I've heard nothing but good
another
things.
Sony. Sorry, Sheen was talking.
No, I haven't heard. I've heard nothing but good things.
It's another Sony property. Uncharted. Now this.
Yeah.
For Sony films. Or Sony.
Uncharted
did the video games movies well. They did video game movies well.
Uncharted wasn't bad, but this is going to be known. Sony's going to be known for this.
Definitely like Uncharted better than I thought I would, especially the last sequence with the 2 ships and everything.
I thought it was going to be cheesy, and I was like, all right, it's exactly what I expected.
At least with the 2 ships, that felt more like how the video game was. I'm like, okay. So honestly, I don't know how it did in the box office. I think they should bite the bullet and do a sequel, because I think if they continue on the right path, then the sequel will exceed the first one.
Yep. If they just keep doing, with the right budget, right director, just keep doing Sony properties and make sure they're at least mediocre, and fans will pick it. Like Last of Us is doing good. Uncharted did, man. All right.
Yeah. So we'll see. But all right. So yeah, looking forward to the non unannounced Uncharted sequel. looking forward to Last of Us episode 2, but we're looking forward to Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania next month. All right. And until then, y'all stay safe. We'll decide what our next episode is going to be. But thank you all for joining.
Yay!
Woo!